level at the top of the table between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. Union Berlin, of course, dropping points today, can only manage that 0-0 draw against Schalke. Next weekend, it is Bayern against Union Berlin, live on ESPN Plus at 11:15 Eastern. Aage Fjortoft, hello.
Hello, wie geht's? How are you?
Hey, what? Have we got a title race?
Yeah, we. How many times have we said that? But this year, I mean, when you see Dortmund, let's take Dortmund. Union Berlin Schalke today was one of the worst game you've ever seen. But Dortmund today, fantastic. They said after they lost Erling Haaland, they said we have to share the goals among us. That didn't help in the first part of the season, but now it certainly does. Remember, they had a problem with Sebastian Haller with his terrible illness. He's back now. Got himself on the score sheet a couple of weeks ago. Touchy moment in front of the gelbe Wand, the yellow wall. And would you have Adeyemi, Brandt look like a new player? Even Malen, and I say even Malen scoring today. Royce is coming back slowly, and they can't stop winning in 2023. Borussia Dortmund. You would think that they would be the main challenger. I've said the same now for 10 years, but I keep on saying that. Dortmund could go all the way, but it certainly looked like the confidence they've got. And if you've got a bit insecurity at Bayern, and I guess we're going to talk a bit more about that, then Dortmund could have a chance. And I have to put an extra word in for Jude Bellingham, because the way he's playing, the way he's leading this troop in the age of 19 is amazing. We are talking about how good he will turn into, what a great player he will turn into in the future. He is a great player now.
It's not just that, Jan. He looks like a leader on the field as well. He's sometimes it's a little bit over the top in terms of, he complains to the referees and blah, blah, blah. He's said one or two things off the field about officials that have been near the mark. But he's not just a young player playing well. He's taken that responsibility as well of being arguably the best player.
Yeah, absolutely, and also kudos to Terzic, who gives him that role, because Greg, if you are that age, you have to be giving that role. You have a team with Brandt, with Royce, with Hummels, with Can. Then you have to give, so to say, the mandate from the manager to be that kind of leader. And he seems like a born leader. I mean, he's been looking like this since he was 15, and he's in there And I must also say, great respect to him with all the speculation in and around his situation. One day Real Madrid, one day Liverpool. But he never says a word. All the reports that his family is doing this and doing that, I mean, we don't believe them, because there is a player who is so identified with Borussia Dortmund. It's just amazing to look.
Bayern, of course, taking on Union Berlin. Upamecano will not be available for that clash after getting sent off early on in the game yesterday against Borussia Monchengladbach. This is what Tobias Welz, the referee, had to say. A player tried to keep running, but there was contact on the shoulder from the Bayern player, which made him lose his balance. Upamecano was the last man, therefore red card, of course. I had discussed it with the video assistant. He also checked it for a long time. The VAR could not have given me any other pictures than the ones I saw live on the pitch. That's why we agreed there was no need to review it. Of course, it was a very close call. There are arguments of both sides. The contact on the shoulder was the decisive argument for me.
Than there was in the Haaland incident. And I'm not denying there was a tiny bit of contact, but I think the attacking player there was almost losing his balance, expecting to be some contact, and that was partly to blame from going down, more than the fact that Upamecano touched him in such a way that he was losing his balance. I think he was anticipating contact, and that affected his balance as well. And that for me was never an infringement and not a red card.
Do you admire the confidence from the referee?
I thought you were going to say the confidence from Jan.
Well, no. Do you admire the confidence from the referee, or his stubborn ways for saying, no, I saw it, you can't show me anything that's going to change my mind?
Was that what he was insinuating?
Well, that's what he said. He said VAR couldn't give him any other different angles that would change his mind, basically.
Okay, well, I think he's clearly just backing
himself.
He's clearly saying, I haven't made a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm correct, and you don't know what you're talking about. So that's his prerogative to do so. But Whether that would have been changed if he'd have gone over and looked at it, or another referee would have given a different decision, I don't know. But from my perspective, I just did, when I saw this, I just did not think it was a free kick.
How angry are Bayern? Jan, on a scale of 1 to 10?
Ooh, 11. I mean, Nagelsmann not only lost the game, he lost it quite literally after the game. So this is Nagelsmann storming into the mix zone of all places. I mean, you guessed it, a big stadium. There must be another play. On his way to the referee's dressing room, he's shouting all kinds of things in German. Then he goes in there, and to be fair to the referee after the game, or after this meeting, he said there were two men just having agreed to disagreement or something like that. He said that. But then again, Nagelsmann came out of that. He went into the mix zone again. For those not knowing what a mix zone is, where all journalists are standing, and had a shout again. Well, wow. I mean, something like, what do we do with pack like this? I mean, I mean, and then Salihamidzic lost it, Khan lost it, and yeah, so there was an enormous outcry. Yes. So back to your question, did they like it? No, they didn't like it.
They're, of course, be looking to bounce back at the weekend. As I mentioned, they're in action against Union Berlin. That came live on ESPN+, 11:30 Eastern on the Sunday. Meanwhile, on Saturday, Hoffenheim play host to Borussia Dortmund. We now know the quarter-final draw for the German Cup. It'll be Leipzig against Dortmund, Bayern take on Freiburg, Eintracht Frankfurt against Union Berlin, and Nuremberg play host to Stuttgart. Those matches to be take place on April the 4th and 5th, all live on ESPN+. Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.